I am very excited about a new fish food that is coming onto the market very soon. January 2012, Alan Repashy has finally designed a line of gel foods for fish. Alan's gel foods for the reptile hobby are very popular, so if you are into those animals, especially geckos, you are probably already familiar with Repashy Superfoods. I like his fish foods so much that I have decided to sell them on my website. I have not sold an aquarium product in a long time, but I am convinced that Repashy gel food will solve a lot of problems for aquarists, especially for people who want to condition fish for spawning or grow fry but are not willing or able to grow a lot of live foods. Alan's expertise in nutrition and gelling agents have come together to create an elegant product specifically suitable for feeding fish. The food is entirely gluten-free. The gelling agents are plant-based and lock in vitamins much better than flake or pellet foods, which start to lose their nutritional value as soon as they absorb water. Nutritional ingredients are high quality. Animal protein comes from aquatic organisms, plant protein comes from several easily digestible sources like pea, rice, and algae. The foods are rich in carotenoids too. Basically, Alan has come up with a way to make a quality fish food without all the carbohydrate, collagen, and soy protein that are useless fillers, or, in the case of soy protein, growth inhibitors. The food arrives dry and you can make as much or as little gel as you want. Here's how I make about 2 cups of food. The mix ratio is 3 parts water to 1 part powder. Here I have 2 cups of tap water in a large bowl. I have also pre-measured 2/3 of a cup of food powder and set it aside in a dish. The whisk and the spatula are the tools that I will use to mix the food, and each of the plastic cups will be a mold for the finished gel. The process starts by heating the water in a microwave. Once the water is boiling, I remove the bowl from the microwave and set it on the workstation. I let the water cool for about 30 seconds before mixing the food. Once the water has cooled slightly, I add the food mix to the water and use the whisk to stir it up. I finish the mixing process by using the spatula to make sure that I scrape all the powder from the inside of the bowl. While the mixture is still very hot, I pour the food into the plastic cups and use a spatula to make sure that I get as much out as possible. Then I set the food aside until it cools. Once it is start to set, I usually put it in the refrigerator to harden completely. Once the gel has cooled and completely hardened, it is ready to be fed to the fish. I have a lot of fish to feed, and one of these containers is just enough to feed my entire fish room at once. There are a lot of different ways to feed the food to the fish, but I have found that just slicing it into pieces is the easiest and fastest way to work with the food. Fish that have never seen gel foods might not attack it right away, but they will quickly learn what it is and go for it as soon as it hits the water. For small fish and fry, I usually squeeze the cubes to break up the gel structure just a bit. This will make it easier for small mouths to get a hold of food particles. Larger fish can just tear right into it. When I first started testing the food, I almost immediately realized its value for feeding fry. Most of us feed fry once or twice each day as our schedule permits, but fry grow much faster if they can have an opportunity to eat all day long. Repashy gel food is uniquely suited for providing the opportunity for fry to graze. A cube of about 1/2 inch will feed a group of 30 to 50 ravenous cichlid fry all day long. Alan Repashy is starting with 4 different formulas of food. Over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to add videos of this series that highlight the ingredients, uses, and target species for each formula independently. These 4 formulas are not the end of the story though. Once these 4 roll out, Alan's going to introduce new formulas that are specialized foods for different types of feeding. If you would like to try Repashy foods, please go to my website, tedsfishroom.com, and look for it in my store. As I mentioned before, I stopped selling dry goods years ago, but I'm going to sell Repashy superfoods because I want to make sure that everybody gets the opportunity to use this food that I fully endorse.